Welcome back. Today we have Jameson and Nicholas on the couch with me on the betting channel for another division preview. We're rounding it out, last two. And today we have the AFC West. Interesting division to say the least. A lot of moving pieces. Some new pieces were added in the Denver Broncos' sake. That's the team we're going to start with. Right now, Denver Broncos win total 5.5. It's going to be interesting. You know what else is going to be interesting? The draft guide is pretty interesting. You want to tell them about it?
Yeah, the draft guide is going to tell you about how you should fade Courtland Sutton into fucking oblivion. But we've got every player you should be fading, every player you should be drafting, all the rankings, full PPR, half PPR, standard, whatever type of league you are in, we've got the fix in for you, all right? We've been working very, very, very hard behind the scenes. By the time you watch this, the draft guide should be live on BDGE.co. Full price up there if you've got a fantasy football draft coming up. But the least expensive way to get the guide is by going to UnderdogFantasy.com or downloading the app. That will be linked down below. And when you deposit $10 or more using promo code BDGE, you'll get the draft guide emailed to you, access absolutely free. You get a bunch of deposit bonuses on Underdog, a free square on there, all the good stuff, all right? So if you've got a fantasy draft coming up, this is the best way to prepare / support the brand. Courtland Sutton stinks, 5.5 touchdowns. We under.
Yards are honestly hate too. 800?
Yeah.
Like it's a fucking lot. Low key, Javante's getting hype at a camp.
Dude, so
Keeping it?
the pendulum has swung a little too far on
It's
Javonte,
far
I think.
now.
It went from like he's gonna get cut, and this is the time of the year where I start listening to podcasts only from actual beat reporters that are at the camps. Mm-hmm. They're all in on Javonte. They're like,
I'm back.
Yeah,
like, I'm back on.
Yeah, they're like he looks just as good as like pre-ACL. He's the clear one there. It's like him and Jaleel kind of just sharing work between.
I know who's going to
two.
be my new highest stock on UD.
I'm like super back in on
Yeah,
Javonte.
no, we're so fucking
That's
back.
all it took.
It never.
That's all it took.
I never left.
Yeah. The offense is still a problem, though.
Yeah, no,
Like,
that's fine. But if he's
scoring ops-
catching 4 balls a game and fucking getting all the touches, yeah, no, we live with that.
Yeah, and they're talking a lot about how like they feel good about Bo Nix in Peyton's offense and Sean Payton's offense. Not to have like a monster year, but just running it. It's going to be just short line of scrimmage plays over and over
So
and
exactly
over again.
what he did at Oregon.
Right, just get the ball out of his hands really, really quickly, which I think will lead to a bunch of dump offs to Javonte, Jaleel, because they don't have any real like playmakers in the offense outside of Cone
He's
Sutton.
going to be like the wide receiver one.
Well, Sutton.
Troy?
Troy's going to be definitely
Troy,
involved. But the thing with Troy's like
Troy's probably not going to start right away.
No, the problem with Troy is like he's going to be a decoy guy that just stretches the field. Like that's really what he did at Oregon really well, and then just catch a few slants and take it to the crib. Yeah. And I don't know if that's really going to be a NFL thing for him as it was in college.
It'll just be a mix of like Sutton, and then you have Mims, Franklin. They signed Josh Reynolds, who's like whatever, but
Josh Rennie.
He's the GOAT. You know what I mean? He's like he kind of fits in with just that like tandem of here's 40 targets for the year kind of thing.
I feel like that's Sean Payton though. Like I don't like outside of Michael Thomas, I feel like Sean Payton just like has one guy like a Courtland Sutton type and then a bunch of just any bulls with a decent running back and a quarterback that can manage. And it's
gonna be
runs.
a shit show out there.
But like 5.5,
Over.
Sean Payton doesn't
He
hit
don't lose.
6. Like he don't have 6 wins.
Are you talking about wins or
I'm talking about wins, like 5.5 total wins. The over again is on the obviously favored side at -125. But I feel like that's almost like a lock.
I don't hate the over either. They have a relatively soft schedule, and their defense really got good at the end of last year. But they have a ton of. They don't have like any overwhelming games. I don't think they have some that they're obviously going to lose, like the KC games most likely. But all the ones that are not KC, it's like Seattle, Pittsburgh, Tampa, Vegas. Like they can come away with wins in a decent amount of those games.
Like a sneaky one, like week 18. Like if the Chiefs are just benching guys, you could almost
fair.
give them one.
That's fair. They could eat one.
They start 1-0.
Yeah, pretty much. That's
They're
pretty
just
big.
you know what, J-Mo, they're just a scrappy team.
No, they are.
They're a scrappy team that's going to find a way.
I can't wait to talk about the scrappy Raiders.
This team's going to be
I don't
scrappy.
think in Sean Payton's career, though, he's ever had less than 7 wins. Like, he's always been within one game of 500.
He's just like the off-brand
Mike Tom,
Steelers. Yeah. Dub. Another thing, like looking at this, Bo Nix's lines, from what you're understanding from the B reporters, if he's going to run this offense, his lines seem low as fuck.
I don't necessarily think that they're expecting a big statistical year out of him. I just think they feel good about like what Sean Payton's asking him to do so far. It's just get the ball out quick to like kind of protect him. But I think they were kind of insinuating that it's going to be like run the ball, pass the ball, run the ball, pass the ball.
So Javonte's going to the fucking moon.
It's going to be a slow fucking offense. They're not going to put up a lot of points whatsoever. So I wouldn't take the over on anything Bo Nix.
All right, Javonte, slam it. Courtland Sutton under. Lock it in over 5.5. Seems to be the vibe here from the Denver Broncos. Moving on to the scrappy Raiders. 6.5.
Zamir lines out. Okay.
Zamir lines 775.5 and 4.5 tugs.
Not great RB20 numbers.
No, not really what you were thinking. But the schedule, honestly, doesn't look horrible. I mean, Chargers, Carolina to start, Denver, who could be a win. Like, they could easily start the year 3-3. I don't really think they're going to have many chances to win against Baltimore or Cleveland.
I want to buy into Antonio Pierce and be like they're going to will themselves to wins. The
scrappiness.
Come on.
I
don't know that their offense can fucking do it though.
No, they don't have literally any pieces really outside of Devontae Adams. And is Zamir White even good? Do we really even know that? Like, I don't.
He'll be good when they're like favored to win, which is going to be so.
I think maybe 2 games.
Yeah, like very, very infrequently throughout the year. But like when they're down, like Zamir's going to be out. Mm-hmm. A lot of hype for Dylan Laub. Laub. Yeah, he feels like someone you like played in high school or something.
Dude, I feel like I did. He looks like damn near off-brand.
That's
gut.
what I'm saying. He's actually, I think he's been running with the first team.
He's gonna catch a ton of balls. Plays. Like that's literally what his job was all throughout college. Was just hey, you're gonna run routes and catch passes.
Shout out New Hampshire. You know how good you got to be to get into the league after going to fucking New Hampshire.
He's just fucking like that.
Yeah,
he's gonna be the next like just Danny Woodhead.
Yeah,
we're just annoying in fantasy where he's never gonna be like good enough to be an RB2, but he'll just be that annoying RB3 that takes away from Zamir. But Devontae Adams
got some respect on his name. So
yeah, 1,100 yards
easy at 32 years old.
And 6.5 tugs ain't really a low line.
What did he have last year?
I think he beat both of them.
Yeah, he definitely had a big
thing with Devontae is like they left so much production on the field. Like if he had a reasonable quarterback last year, he probably would have thrown up like 1,400 or 1,500 yards.
He's so good.
Yeah, like he's still. There's no sign of him falling off from last year.
1,144 yards last year.
Do we know anything about like the actual quarterback situation? Like in my mind, I'm just convinced it's Minshew.
I want to say that too, but I haven't
seen
heard
anything.
Much. Yeah.
Like
I hope it's. I think Minshew's a better option for him.
Me too. I would hope to see Minshew because I mean he ran an operable fucking offense with the Colts last year. Michael Pittman was able to eat a little bit. Like he'll get the ball to his receivers.
Yeah. And I don't think it's hard for me to look at it as like they signed Minshew and they were just like, yeah, nah, you're just sitting behind Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah.
Aiden O'Connell getting sacked 6 times in a game. Listen, if Aiden's playing below max sack lines,
yeah,
get that bitch higher.
Stream LAC week 1.
Like literally. But no, it's a tough offense. Brock Bowers, like I don't even really know where he's gonna fit directly into this offense.
He's just gonna
be a big slot.
Their team is just gonna be they're just gonna run 12 personnel every fucking play. It's just gonna be Brock, Michael Mayer, Devontae, Jacoby.
Mayer, I'm thinking like the 17th round.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
Like
you think he's gonna catch passes though?
Like, I don't know. He was the 2nd round capital. Like he's got it. He was supposedly one of the best tight ends to prospects last year.
Yeah,
but didn't they fire the GM that drafted him?
Yeah, Mayer's the last regime. I still think he's a good player, but like I think he's a very good blocker. So they'll probably use him on the line and then have Bowers running most of the routes, which that's like not a bad personnel grouping if you have Adams, Jacoby, and Brock Bowers running the routes for you. But it does come. I just think
Jacoby, when his line comes out, I'm interested to see what it is.
It'll probably like 650 maybe.
Probably. I think he's always just a sneaky value.
Yeah, you just know like realistically what it comes down to is what Antonio Pierce wants to do. Wants to play good football. Good. He wants
to play good hard nosed football and be scrappy.
Yeah, fucking
win some fucking ball games
in his mouth. Yeah. They brought in
win some fucking ball
Christian
games.
Wilkins, right?
Yeah.
On the D line, so their D should be like pretty fucking sound. Yeah, so they're gonna want to run a fucking slow offense. They're gonna want to run the ball.
Tyree Wilson a bust? He was like number 7 overall. Like
he's not. He's not a bust. I don't know really if he's that. He's definitely not that value, but I wouldn't say he's a bust. No, he's still a great speed rusher to have. Lanky, still can make some plays, but I wouldn't call him in that bust category just yet. I think after this year we'll really have a clue. All right, but we'll move on from the Raiders. Over on the Raiders. Yeah, where you going? Over under?
Over.
Win line 6.5. James was clearly
want it so
believes. They just want it.
Yeah, this has a little bit of the Dan Campbell feeling to
They
it.
got
So
aura
I'll take
for sure.
Yeah, I'll take over.
They got aura. It's crazy to hear from the Raiders, but the Chargers 8.5.
Under.
That's
8.5.
I mean, yeah, the
juice on the under
The juice
says-
is squeezing here.
Is literally squeezing. Yeah, no, Herbie 3,600.
He's still there, huh? He hasn't
Nah,
moved
he's
up at all.
not moved in the
I'm
slightest.
really excited for his touchdowns.
Yeah,
I'm
it
assuming,
still
like,
has not come out.
25 and a half.
I
guess.
would have said 24.5, I think, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be somewhere around that mark. But right now, Lad McConkey's edging out Josh
Quentin
Palmer.
Johnson at 600 is honestly atrocious. I don't even think he's
What are
going
the
to be a
beat
top.
reporters saying?
He's
Horrible.
He's not even running with the
Like,
starters.
no, he's
bad.
dropped every other any pass that's over his shoulder, he cannot catch.
Yeah, they're not going to force him onto the field, I don't think.
No,
If
I'm
he's
not
not
believing
good.
any of these hardball interviews of he
talks
could be a
high
big
about him.
playmaker.
Yeah.
Bro, do you know how bad you got to be to not be able to get on the field when Josh Palmer's like the wide receiver one in your offense?
Yeah.
So who's the 3 if it's not Quentin?
DJ Chark is supposedly having a really good
Oh,
offseason.
I forgot about him.
Little Chark in this thing?
Got a little bit of
So
Chark
yeah,
in
so
the
right
18.
now it's Chark, Palmer as the 1s and 2s, and McConkey obviously as the as a slot guy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Brandon
gonna be
Rice.
honest. For the value of Josh Palmer,
I said he might not make the team.
wait, who's not making the team?
Brendan Rice.
Yeah,
Brendan
I'm not
Rice is
surprised.
not doing great. 7th round pick, don't expect it.
Yeah, no.
I think the more interesting conversation is the running back group here.
Well, yeah, I mean, they don't even have nothing up because who the fuck is running
Gus
what?
hasn't practiced at all. He's been out of OTAs and training.
I
camp
saw an
so
update
far.
on
He's
that.
hurt. J.K. Dobbins, people are getting crazy hyped again about it.
Yeah, remember when I said the draft him?
Someone tweeted out. Hold on, I want to pull up this this tweet real quick about players post torn Achilles.
It's probably gonna be atrocious.
God.
It's gonna be
There's
so
not even
bad.
like a glimmer of hope.
It's gonna be so bad.
Dude.
Running backs post Achilles tear since 2015. Cam Akers was an RB2 in 5 of 22 games available, then tore his other Achilles in 2023. James Robinson played in 12 games post torn Achilles. Marlon Mack, 48 carries in 3 years after torn Achilles, and then tore his Achilles again in 2020. Why think all these guys tear their Achilles again?
Jesus, he's
Donta Foreman?
done.
Tariq Cohen never played again. Justice Hill, super low usage pre and post. Deonta Foreman, 22 carries in the 2.5 years following his first
No,
Achilles
but like,
tear.
what about
Yeah,
now?
5 years later. 5 years later,
now.
he popped off.
Yeah, okay.
Isaiah Crowell never returned. Arian
So JK
Foster.
next year.
Yeah, JK in 3 years from now is gonna really get going.
Yeah, it's tough. Crowell never returned. Arian Foster, 22 carries post Achilles tear.
It's tough, dude. It's hard for me to
It's a
not.
death blow.
Yeah, it's.
Wow.
It's a death.
I'm still drafting his ass. I don't like.
Listen, I kind of will. If he's down by like 140, 150, and if the narrative we're painting is Herbert's going to throw for 36 and like they're only going to run with Roman and Harbaugh, someone has to get carries here.
yeah.
Someone has to catch
is
passes. at
Kamani
least.
like doing anything?
I haven't heard much.
The wasted pick.
I don't necessarily think he's on the roster bubble right now, but he's
No,
not.
but-
It's tough because I don't think Dobbins, like Gus is not practicing at all. Dobbins is like kind of in and out right now, still rehabbing a little bit. So I haven't got a full picture on it, but like it's a backfield probably worth investing into just on the fact that like we've seen Herbert dump the ball off to Eckler 120 times in a year.
yeah.
You know, it's like someone is going to catch passes back there. If they don't have receivers, they don't have tight ends. Like
And even at Michigan last year, JJ checked it down
Yeah.
all the time. So it's going to be an offense where the running backs can feast. Obviously, we don't have lines for running backs right now. Lad McConkey a little bit high for a rookie at 725, despite the offense being horrendous from the passing game side. What do you think?
I would lean under on Lad McConkey's yards.
I would lead under on what I'm thinking is under Lad yards over Josh Palmer yards. Quinn Johnson.
Lad can hit that?
You don't what?
You don't think Lad can hit that?
I think he
not saying
can, but
that
it's
he
just
can't.
like you're banking on a rookie to be the wide receiver one in an offense
I
first
don't
year.
feel
From a
confident that he
slot,
comes-
he's never really been healthy.
He dealt with a lot of health issues at
Yeah.
Georgia too. Like he had one kind of full season while he was there, but I think everyone's just kind of fallen in love with like the style of play he has without really
And the grit
taking
and
into account.
grind that he brings to the team.
Smart player.
Like
very
he's such
intelligent.
an IQ guy to have,
Yeah.
locker room
very
presence.
high IQ guy.
Yeah, he's a JMO type of guy that you want in there. The schedule honestly doesn't look horrible.
Week 5 bye, they're cooked.
Yeah, week 5 bye. I saw that too, and I was like, yeah, that's rough. You're going into week like 17, 18 dead.
But then coming off the bye, Denver, Arizona, New Orleans, like there's not really like a lot of scary stretches outside of 12 to 14.
I think
11 to 14.
I think 9 to 14 isn't. I mean, you have Tennessee in there, but after
Yeah.
it's Cleveland, Cincy, Baltimore, Atlanta,
Hang.
Chiefs. So we'll see how that goes. All right, over under, gun to your head.
Under.
The Chargers are either going to really disappoint or really shoot over expectations this year.
I don't think they should have the hopes to where people could get disappointed. Like the expectations should be low.
But they're high.
Like they're not.
This is where you want to be when expectations are high.
What is the spread? Have you seen alternate spreads? Like if we put the win total at 7.5, what the odds move to?
Oh, when I put it at 7.5, it was like completely flipped, minus 150, and then plus I think 115.
Okay.
Opposite side.
So that feels closer.
Yeah,
to
definitely is a little bit closer, but all the books have it at 8.5.
That makes more sense.
That MGM had it at 9.5 and just insanely juiced.
So I guess when I'm looking at the team, I just don't think they have a good offense or a good defense.
No,
like,
I don't. I was just about to say, what the fuck's their defense?
They made the decision to like let Keenan, Mike, Eckler go in favor of Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa, but I don't think any of us really believe what Mack did last year is,
what if Aiden O'Connell's playing?
What he really, that's also fair. They played him twice, so except for week 18. Yeah. By that time, Vegas will be resting their starters.
after they're number one in the AFC.
Zamir White's 2,400 yard season. Yeah, so at the end of the day, I don't think they have like a side of the ball that I feel good about is going to win games for them, so I would take the under.
All right, fair enough. I'm probably also leaning under. I'll take the juice. Chiefs to 11.5.
Let's have some fun.
We'll have a little half in Stain.
11.5?
11.5 in Stain.
So good.
They had 11 wins last year, and they dropped one to Vegas on Christmas at home.
That's a tough first three.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. I think the whole thing is not easy. Like, there's a lot of things on here that I'm just not loving. There's a lot of scrappy teams as well that they have to run through, and the lines feel high all across the board for me. Patty obviously not touching, whatever. Kelsey not touching. Those two guys kind of feel like they're in their tier of their own, where anything can happen. Worthy just automatic under. Marquise Brown even 750. Patty doesn't throw to receivers that aren't their wide receiver one for over 700 yards. And that's been a staple for Patty Mahomes, is where he'll have one receiver. He's had one receiver 2 times go over 900 yards, being Rice and Tyreek Hill. And obviously, outside of that, everyone under there is under 600.
Juju and Rice are the only two since Hill left.
Since Hill, yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, but I'm with you. It's very difficult to kind of project.
They don't even have Rice's lines, obviously, due to legal issues.
Them just having Worthy over Brown feels a little weird, just off
I think it's just hype. Like, I'm going to be honest. Like, I think it's just rookie coming in. They know there's going to be bettors out there that are like, he ran a 4.21.
Yeah, even if Worthy's better than Brown right now or, like, ends the season that way,
dude.
It still feels like they're going to give the veteran treatment, like we were talking about, like Gabe Davis to Brian Thomas. Like, that's still probably going to happen here with Brown and
like, you
Worthy.
look at their games, it's like, what does Worthy, outside of just pure speed, what else does Worthy do that much better than Marquise Brown? I can't tell you really much of anything.
Worthy might be kind of sick in the red zone. That's about it. Where Andy Reid can like in like a Kadarius Toney role,
or like the Sky Moore, where he would just like
when they did
zone
that
switch,
same fucking
did the
play
jet
in Super
switch?
Bowl.
Yeah.
Like Worthy will have like 3 of those
twice
probably.
on the birds. Like just
just dial in.
Getting cooked out there, like Kadarius Toney.
But he's your guy.
Yeah, I love him.
Mahomes is such like an easy bounce back candidate too. I feel like everyone is so off him, and
he was literally through 27 touchdowns last year. Like giving him the credit of 34.5. No one else in the league is getting those 7 touchdowns.
You know he was over. So the previous 3 seasons prior to last year,
he's a GOAT.
He had over 5,000 total yards.
Yeah.
Back to back seasons. A low of, I think it was 39 passing touchdowns or 39 total touchdowns. Like, just fucking insane numbers prior to last year.
If he three-peats, you have him as like over Brady.
Dude.
If he three-peats, like that's the question here.
He's so fucking good.
I feel like
say he gets.
That's just not a conversation I'm gonna have while Patty's still playing.
He has 5K yards.
He's not even 30 years old yet.
That's what I'm saying. Like that would be
right, but
next level.
It's almost like, what's the point if we still have another 8 years out of him?
Yeah,
I'll have that conversation then. He's the GOAT, probably.
But like he's the fucking GOAT. I got asked yesterday on stream of who's like my Super Bowl candidate, and dude, I can't not say the Chiefs. Like they're always up there.
If you had to bet your life, like the Chiefs or the field, I'm
leaning Chiefs.
I don't know.
Or like Falcons.
Like,
nah,
who
I'm
the
kidding.
fuck else in the AFC?
Like last year,
there's like legit contenders, but they're all like frauds once you get to the big game.
Yeah. If you told me to like pick a road they had to go through, I would have picked Miami in the wild card, in Buffalo, in Baltimore. I would have been like,
Yeah.
that's who I want you to have to play so you don't make it. And they did, and they still won.
Yeah, and they still just and you believe the entire time. That was your prediction, wasn't it? Versus Niners. All right, but interesting lines all around. Kelsey's line went up obviously from his bad touchdown year last year. He's at 7.5 now. He had 5 last year, if I'm not mistaken. And the schedule itself: Baltimore, Cincy, Atlanta. Chargers should be an easy win. The Saints should be a win. Then they go into a bye, come out with San Francisco, which will be an interesting game, week 7.
Andy Reid ain't losing off a bye.
Here's my other thing. They have a bye early. Like, week 6, week 5 buys are tough. Because then you think about the end of their schedule. Never mind. They got fucking the Raiders, Chargers, Cleveland, Houston. They're fine. They're all right. They're going to lock it in.
Yeah. And also,
I think 12 is easy.
Also, like you said, they could get to the point at the end of the season where they're resting some of their guys. I think Kelsey's going to get that, like, LeBron treatment. And maybe some of their plan with these wide receivers is being able to
just load management.
Yeah, just kind of like shift them in and out of the game as the season is kind of like wearing on.
The one person we didn't talk about that I'm interested in your opinion, Isaiah Pacheco.
Love him.
Really? 9.25 you love? 6.5 you love? Either one of those?
I would
just love them all around.
I would lean towards the touchdown line. I think he had 7 last year in
he was over this line.
Yeah, he was over it in limited.
15 games.
He missed
2 games.
He missed a handful of games. So I'd feel good with Pacheco's touchdown line. The rushing yardage, yeah.
Did McKinnon get a job elsewhere? Is he just
No, he's still a free agent. I am a little bit worried that they might just like end of summer because it's not like he needs to learn the playbook. Just sign him to, like a year, $1.6 million deal or something like that, and really fuck up Pacheco's receiving workload. But I mean, he's proven that he should be the guy on early downs and on the goal line there. So
he should be a Charger.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, if he was a Charger, we wouldn't be talking about the Chargers like that.
Facts.
All right, over under.
I wouldn't take the yardage there. I think the only line I feel good about Kelsey's touchdown line and the Worthy under.
Worthy under might be the lockiest lock of locks.
Dubs.
Like that's
you like
a lock is a
over?
lock.
Touchdowns.
Yeah, no, I agree. All right, over under. Gun to your head.
Over. They're
Over.
so good.
Over.
All right, glazing.
Like, if I had to pick, like, going into this year, this is probably their best roster since Tyreek left.
That's gonna be
losing Snead. I'm a little curious about that, but like Trent McDuffie's so
actually the fucking goat.
Spags is just the goat DC. Like it doesn't matter. Actually,
It don't matter when you're winning balls. They're 3-peating. Lock it in. And you better lock in using code BDG on Underdog when you're taking these lines and getting a free draft guide along with it. When you deposit $10, you're also going to get a free code for it. Patrick Mahomes, none other than less. Half a yard week 1. So you'll get that to pair with any of the lines we said today that you like, that you don't like, that you want to fade, don't want to fade. So let us know what your thoughts in the comments below. And we'll catch you next time. Make sure to like, subscribe, all that sort of fun shit. Catch you next time. Peace.